everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of The Road to Roth. It's my New Year's resolution episode. So I'm just going to get right to the resolution before I go through any updates and house cleaning that I got to do. I've been working with Slayer for a little more than 3 months now, and I've seen some gains in all three sports, especially in the swim, but that's low hanging fruit because I was a swimmer coming into this sport. And, a couple weeks back, I did set up 6 200s on 10 seconds rest, and I hit all six under 250 descending. I know that, and that's based off of just 2,000 ish yards once a week over 3 months. So, and that also had some like there's like three scattered weeks where I had no swimming. So, if I had a little bit more consistency there, and consistency is going to be a recurring issue I'm going to get into, but a little bit more consistency there, going up to 2 times a week, 4K 2 times a week, then get up to 4K to 5K 3 times a week by, I'm going to say March. I think I should be able to hit my swim goals, and I think I'll be in good shape by then. I'll know I'm in perfect shape. Hey, Cincy, I know I'll be in good shape when I'm hitting them as 200s in about 230. So that's about my peak swim shape. So I think realistically we're looking at, I think by the time I hit April, which will be my first race of the year, and I'll get into my swim goals in another episode. But I mean, long and short of them is sub 1 hour swim, beat some pros. So we'll get into it further in another episode. So while the swim is coming back and starting to look pretty solid, the bike and the run are pulling up the rear here. I'm getting minimal gains, and there's a couple reasons behind that. Right now it's winter, and I'm being a pussy about going outdoors to ride, and it's going to be like that for the next 4 months. So starting in November, I made the transition to riding on the kicker in the pain cave, do some hibernation. Hey, girl, it's a good girl. This has been harder on me than I was hoping. In June, I lost my girl Tink. Um, she was my training partner when I used to train indoors. She was there for me when no one else was there to train with me. She came in, she kept me company for every single mile on that trainer, every single watt that I squeezed out, that I pushed for 5 years since I got hit by that Tahoe. And now, she's gone, and I'm stuck looking straight ahead out at the window right in front of me where she used to sit, cat nap while I was on my grind. That's been hard for me to adjust to, and I miss her every single time. She was one of my best friends for over 15 years, and I get that 18 and a half year old cats, when it's their time, their time. I just didn't realize what kind of an impact they would have on me. I think it's one of the reasons why I have trouble staying on the bike longer than 20 to 30 minutes at a time. You add that in with the ADHD too. But the second really big reason is that I'm not seeing gains is I have a problem with consistency in my training. So look, none of this falls on Slayer or anything he's done as my coach. This is not even really my fault either. The brain damage I'm left with from the TBI causes massive sleep disturbances that happen completely at random. They're unpredictable, and you never know how long they're going to last. And during the insomnia part, um, damn, I could tell I had my head tilted that whole time. That's another weird thing that goes on with my videos. During the insomnia part, it's so hard to train when you're sleep deprived. It really is. You're on fumes, and you're just basically life support functions are working. When I was in architecture school, I could do this 3 to 5 days. I could deal with it. I could build models. Might have cut myself with an X-Acto knife. That's essentially a scalpel because it's both used at 11 blade. Might have cut myself, super good to move on. I could work in Photoshop. I could do that stuff sleep deprived. I can't be an athlete sleep deprived. It's just too fucking hard. So I'm up for 3 to 5 days. Then, once the bottom finally falls out, you crash. It's 12 to 18 hours a day you're sleeping for next 3 or 4 days. And so at minimum, I'll lose a week, if not up to 10 days of training time because of this. And, you know, it's just a royal pain in the dick. And I know it's right now, I think I can overcome it, but I got to try to, it's tough. It really is. And, after all that, I have basically three options on the table to where I can either overcome, adapt, or throw in the towel. And right now, my bar tab's running up to $8,000 on this race. And so, no, throwing in the towel isn't an option like I did at Texas 70.3 this past year. I refuse to piss any more money away on that. And, that's kind of shit my brother does. And I'm kind of cheap too. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just, my New Year's resolution is going to be that I will overcome these problems or adapt to the situation. And it's probably going to be a hybrid of both situations where, uh, you find a way. I'll find a way. I can do this. Um, I know if I reach deep down, I can at least find something. You know, Slayer expects stuff of me every day. I might not be able to do every day. I might not be able to find that gas to fuel the tank. You know, I'm scraping, the fumes. If I'm running on fumes, I might not be able to get everything he wants. But if I can at least get some, that's better than none. None, some gives you some kind of fucking consistency, right? If you're asking me for 7 miles one day and I can only squeeze out two and a half, all right. Well, that's not a missed day. That keeps consistency. So when I come down off the sleep disturbance phase, I still got something. It's just so goddamn hard to make that happen. It's a tall order for me, but you know, I have to travel a road that most people don't have to do. It's tough. I'm, that's the cross I have to bear. But if there's anything I learned over the past 5 years, that at first I couldn't lift it, and 5 years later, I am able to lift it. I'm like, with that baggage, I feel like I'm the Incredible fucking Hulk now. I can lift it, throw it over my shoulder, and start marching down the road. Well, marching down the road is a basic life function, walking from point A to point B. Now I got to be able to carry that cross as I run down the road. So I know it's in there. I know I can make it happen, and I'm I just got to handle it as it comes. So I know I can do it. I can find it within me, and if I can build that consistency, then I can start seeing those gains. So New Year's resolution is to overcome and adapt. So now we're gonna get onto the house cleaning, right? Um, First of all, it's winter in the deep south, and it's cold as fuck. So not only it's just, man, at Christmas time it was fucking bone chilling cold for that bomb cycle. My balls fucking migrated inside of me. It was so cold. They did not want to hang out there. So, you know, I got to get used to that because it's only New Year's. So, yeah, I got about 3 months of this shit left. Um, anyway, I ran the Marietta Gobble Jog 10K on Thanksgiving because I didn't have shit else to do that day. I'm an orphan down here in Atlanta. I don't have any family to spend the day with, and I didn't go home. Now that my grandmother passed, we really don't have a big get together or anything. So, yeah, Slayer was down with this, and he gave me a game plan to run that 10K, and I followed it to the letter and ended up finishing with a 101, and that's a 950 per mile average, and I was really pleasantly surprised that I averaged under 10 minutes per mile. So I was happy. So what am I going to do next? Well, Slayer said you can either do another 10K or you can do a half. And I decided let's do a half marathon. I'm going to do the one in Charleston on January 14th. And so I told him I'm here. So it's going to be Carolina Low Country. out on the coast, and I expect it to be near bone flat, which is great for me to work on pacing, and you know I can just hold that same consistent pace mile after mile after mile, 13 miles, and finish strong, and I think I'll be good. His predictor had me at 2:15 based on my 10K time. I can do it. I know I can. We're stepping up the mileage. Well, we stepped up the mileage to get there. Uh, I had an issue with sleep disturbances in between that 10K and now. But, you know, I would be ecstatic if I could get down to 205. I don't think it was going to happen. On my best day, it could, but I don't think it's going to be there. So I'm going to give it my best. But I'm going to follow his game plan and see where it goes. So what's after that? Well, Slayer wants me to do another 70.3 in April before Roth. And that gives me three options, right? I got Oceanside 70.3, Texas 70.3, and Alpha Win Ocala, right? So look, Ocala wins out here. It's half the distance it takes to get to Galveston, Texas, right? That's a 13-hour drive. This is only like 6. Um, I don't have to fly a bike or rent a car to go out to the West Coast to race Oceanside as much as I would really love to do Oceanside. So, and most of those, the IM 70.3s, like 400 fucking bucks or more. And Oceanside, you got to shell out a ton of money for hotels. They're jacked up. Ocala Win is after fees, 107 fucking bucks. So, yeah, you can't beat that. I'm like, okay, look, all I need, look, bare minimum, I am fine racing a bare bones race. You draw me out of course, I'll race it. Only thing I ask is, like, give me 2 shitters on course and some water stops on the run. That's it. Give me 2 water stops on the run. So that's all I need. You know, I mean, I've done plenty of races like that. So Ocala, I imagine, is going to be much of the same thing. Maybe they'll have some nutrition. I don't give a shit. I can bring that. So I think this is going to be a good test. I don't know what the terrain is like in Ocala. I heard from Florida 70.3 that it's a little bit more hilly than you think. So we'll find out, right? Um, look, I like racing halves that are independent productions uh, because, fuck it, man. I hate Ironman's shitty business practices. They hold a monopoly over, long distance racing, North America. I'm all for the little guys, small businesses. I'm in there, man. So, you know, and the cool thing is it gives me an extra pin for my race map. So, hey, that makes me happy. I like that. All right. One last thing of housekeeping that I didn't mention back in October, I did get a flu shot and a COVID booster. I'm already running into problems with consistency and losing time from sleep deprivation. I wanted to mitigate my chances of getting sick from that as much as I could. I didn't want to lose any more fucking time, guys. I did. And if I can make that easier on myself and take less of a chance and the risk, then I'm going to do that. I'm pro vaccine. If you aren't, well, it's your own fucking problem. But I I thought it was the right move for this case. And so I'm prepared to do that. And yeah. All right. So I'm out of here. I got a 7 mile run to get a 7 mile progression run to give Slayer before I go to bed tonight. I fucking drag ass. Part of the thing with not having a job and being on disability, you really have no concept of time. So, during the day, I'm just kind of pissing it away. I'm hanging out with my cat on the couch like she is now, giving her pets. She's taking a nap. I'm playing on the internet. And then by the time it's dark, it's like, okay, now I got to work out. I'm always working out in the fucking dark because I just dragged ass and, you know, wasted my day. It's not really wasted. Anytime I spend with Cincy is good time. I love this time because she's 16 and a half and I'm not going to get this bad. So, it's a good girl. Yeah. So I got to go run. Deuces.